not good to operate as a lamp, so a lot of people bring another lamp or something. They have these little inflatable solar charging like camping lamp things, and they're great, but it's another thing to have, and it's another thing to break because they're really cheap. So if you make something like this that amends your existing lamp, all of a sudden it has like more utility without having like more things.
Yeah, and one less thing to carry.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, actually, it's one more thing to carry. But you could also use it as a cutting board if you wanted.
Oh.
Although you might mess up the existing slots.
Well, if it was maybe like a material that you couldn't cut through.
Well, I mean, this would be resilient. We have these plates, these really cool collapsible plates that we use. Actually, maybe we can go look at those. We have these like origami plates made by Fossil. They have little snaps to hold them in shape.
That's what it reminded me of. It reminded me of origami.
It's a similar material. Oh, maybe Maddie put them away. Yeah, they're not that good. But you could definitely use something like that, but it would be... You'd have the cuts existing, so you might slice into it, and I think you might damage it. But yeah, I'll show you the bikes. We have a couple different ideas. This was one, I don't know, I was excited when I made it. And then, you know, when you're not using something, you're just kind of like, I don't know, I was like going to throw it away. I was like, I don't need that.
That's genius.
But then Maddie, we were getting ready for the trip. She's like, where's the lamp thing? And I was like, I hope I didn't throw that away because I was thinking about throwing it away. But it is really useful.
Yeah. It's very useful. And it's pretty.
Yeah, when the light's on, it has a really nice glow. It just like diffuses it.
And it's like minimalist.
And it's not just like, it's really nice for the cycling, but if you were backpacking and you want a lamp, like even just like setting it on a table and having something that glows.
Mm-hmm.
Like having just your headlamp on doesn't really do a lot because it's like a beam.
It's a spotlight.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard light,
Mm-hmm.
which, you know, doesn't...
Most of them have a diffuser. Well, not this one. Some have a diffuser that like slides down over the lens, but it's still directional. So what we do with our bags is, like this one seems like a weird collection of stuff. We got our Z-Rest pads, and then our cocoons, which are like bag liners.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have this thing. And those all live in this bag, which is like on top of all the other bags.
Mm-hmm.
But they're all soft things, so you can take this off and use it as like a seat, like if you want. And just like order of operations. So Maddie has on the top of her bike the tent, and then this is on the top of mine. So like you can take those two bags off, and that's like home base. You set up the tent, and then the first things that go in are your mats and your bag liners and that little lamp.
Oh.
And then it's set, and everything else can like go in after that.
Oh, that's a good way of structuring it. What's this? Is it a dehydrator?
Yeah.
Oh.
Cheap one that I got at the thrift store. We tried to raft down a river with this when we were in Oregon. There's like these really cool hot springs that are right off of this river. And we were like, oh, we'll like float down the river. We'll jump in and float down the river, and then we'll just like get right in the hot spring. So we filled this up with air, and we're like hanging onto it. And we walked way up to the bridge that was probably like a quarter mile up the road, and jumped in, and it worked for a while, but we saw that there was a hole and it was losing air.
Oh
And
no.
the water was so cold that by the time we got there, we were both like